How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. My name is Odie Matthews. Welcome back to my channel on this website we like to call www.letsgosurfing.com/youtube.edu. And today we are going to take a look at this gigantic adventure-esque bag from Malo'o. Let's get into it. Alright, so first I just want to say I'm not sure if it's actually pronounced Malo'o. I believe that's how it's said. I've heard it. I actually just recently watched Moana. Unironically, love that soundtrack, and I'm not sure what the language is on this. I know it's a company that does a lot with like surfing and things like that, and they're big into that culture. So I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just gonna say I believe it's pronounced Mahalo. I'm also not gonna say the name anymore, just in case I'm wrong, because I don't want to look like a bigger idiot than I already am. Alright, so they were nice enough to send this over to me as someone who does a lot of adventuring in the outdoors world. I'm always up for a nice gear bag. This is a 60-liter bag, right? Also comes in a 40-liter, and they have the same type of material, this nice like tarpaulin, rubber, water repellent, water resistant material in backpack and backpack cooler forms as well. So with that, the thing about this bag, right, is that this is a massive, simple bag. There is not a lot to it. Honestly, besides the fact that you could pretty much throw this thing in a river, and thanks to this heavy-duty zipper here at the top, you wouldn't really have to worry about anything getting wet whatsoever. So I will say this off the top though, a 60 liter is a little too big for me. I only have one 60 liter bag besides this one, and I only got it to haul gear to Europe when I was stationed over there in the Marine Corps. So 60 liter, way too big. I should have asked for 40 or even the backpack, but I was feeling adventurous and I was like, surprise me with a bag. You got a couple, surprise me, and I'll see if I can make it work. And I mean, overall, I just don't pack this thing out as much as probably other people. I don't bring that much, even when my fiance and I go. If we pack our like rock climbing gear and like maybe our adventure blanket and some other little stuff, like we still really don't fill this thing out. So keep that in mind. With 60 liters, that is massive. I've only, like I said, I don't ever cover 60 liter bags, so huge capacity on this, which might be perfect depending if you're, you got a family, maybe you got like kids, something like that. You got to bring a lot of stuff that you don't want to get wet on a camping trip or an adventure trip or something like that. And 60 liters is definitely going to work out really well for you. But for the rest of us, I think 40 liter might be the way to go, just because it'd be a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to use. Okay, so what is there on this bag to even talk about? This is going to be a short episode because, like I said, it's very basic, it's very simple. Let's start with the straps, right? You've got two backpack straps here that have that kind of contour thing where they kind of go with your body shape a little bit, and also when you put them together, they make a nice duffel bag grab handle. Now, one thing I will say, this bag also comes with what are some very basic webbing clip-on hip straps. So if you did pack this thing out super heavy, throw it on like a backpack, you have the load-bearing waist straps. But I don't think this thing works very well as a backpack at all, and here's why. Though the straps are comfortable and they work really well, these load-lifting waist straps, not load-lifting, they're just waist straps. Most of you know my opinion on these. If you haven't watched my channel before, I'm not a big fan of waist straps, regardless of what they're made out of. I don't think these do anything, really. I don't think these are worth it. They hurt when I wore them, even when the bag wasn't super packed out. I understand why they're there, just not a big fan. But as for backpack mode, look, there's no organization here. It's one big open chasm with a couple small, like little zippered pockets. So everything I have in here when I go backpack, it all, see this? It all falls down. It all moves around, and it all just kind of doesn't stay in place. So what I like is that you have this duffel bag strap, or yeah, duffel bag strap, that's what it's called, with this nice little like padding right here, easy to adjust, clips on to these hooks here at the end, and then it stretches the course of the bag. And honestly, duffel bag mode, this bag, way better. I think that you put it in your car, maybe you can use, I would keep these on here just to use to kind of like do this, and then if I'm walking somewhere, I'm 100% throwing this thing on like this, because I personally think that is a better way to carry it, just because I don't like having a bag that has one big open chasm and it's being this big, and then you stand it up and everything kind of just falls around. I'm not a fan of that. Just not something I particularly like to do. You also have these handles here, right? You got 4 of these guys on either side of the ends of the bag, and on the tops of the bag. Now these handles aren't bad, honestly. They got like this rubber over this webbing, nothing crazy, and they feel really nice. And now I think part of the reason that they did a lot of the materials on this bag that they did is these are all materials, just looking at them, that dry really quick, right? So if you are taking this thing on an adventure, you are going on a lake, on a river, in the rain, maybe even in the snow, you don't have to worry about this taking forever to dry out, because even though there are materials, other materials on this channel that I've covered that like, oh, they're water repellent, but they still get a little wet and they can take a while to dry off. Now tarpaulin, this rubbery type material that's on this bag, however, does not take a long time to dry because it's just basically rubber, right? So with this, what I really like is that this material is very easy to brush dust off of. It's very easy to, you know, water just kind of falls off of it, which I particularly really like and enjoy. I've said it before, I really like the rubbery type bags. I don't know why, what draws me to them. It's something I've always kind of been a fan of. So when it comes to the hardware, right, they did a great job. Honestly, all this stuff feels really solid. The straps, like these giant G hooks that hold the backpack straps in, right? It's the same thing with these as well on this bag, just very plastic feeling, but like the stitching and the seam welding on this thing all seems super solid. The only thing is maybe these could feel not as cheap, but I've had other bags that feel like they have cheaper type hardware and they've still lasted. So it's hard to gauge that one when it comes to hardware on the plastic of these like G hook things. One little small thing that I wish was a little different is you got this main opening, right? This main zipper. For one, this thing is, you gotta put some oomph into that to open it, which is good because that means that this water seal, because it's definitely got that water, it's got 100%, looks like 100% water guarded seal, and it also comes with this high performance grease, so you can grease your zipper to make sure it lasts a little bit longer. So that's included, which is really cool. I really like that. That's a very good thing to have. If you have any bags that have these weather guard zips that you're using a lot, this is definitely something good to keep on hand. The only thing I wish is that the zipper was a little bit bigger. I feel like the opening to this bag isn't as big as it needs to be. I feel like it should be bigger. I feel like it should be almost the entire length, because one thing I found trying to pack this thing out is that some of my bigger items, I had to like take some of my smaller stuff out in order to get the big item in. And what I have in here, right, because we went on a little, I didn't get any footage. I totally forgot. I meant to, but I was just kind of enjoying nature and it feels amazing out right now. But I have an inflatable camera cube in here, right? And then we brought some of our gravel travel blankets, right? I'll talk more about these when I do the full system review. So we each have a gravel travel blanket because it was getting down to like the 60s, some was starting to sink. We have this, which is one of my favorite accessories. This is a koala tree like picnic blanket. They sent this over to me. I'm still gonna talk about it when I use it a little bit more. They sent it over to me in camo. I don't mind camo. I used to be a big fan of camo, but it's camo, so I lose it quite a lot when it's on the ground, you know? Like I put it down, I'm like, oh, where'd it go? I don't even know. Threw a rain jacket in here because you never know. And then I had, this was my Wandered D1 fanny pack. I keep my dog treats because our dog wants those dog treats and little things like that. I used to put my wallet, my keys. It's just nice to have this. I got to talk about this still as well. Got to review. And then this was just like extra towels and things like that. This is what I'm talking about. This is my nomadic compression thing, right? And it's hard to get in here because this opening is kind of small, right? So that's one issue that I definitely wish was a little bit different, is that the opening to this bag was a little bit bigger. You can get it in there. It just takes a lot more work than I would actually prefer, but you can fit a lot of stuff in here. You just can't have anything that's too big, otherwise it's going to be hard to get through that opening. And then in here, I can't really get any footage of it, but if you can kind of see, you've got a zipper, and then you've got two little pockets here, right? Just absolutely not something I would use. I don't typically, on any bag that has a big opening, or not a big opening, but like a big empty middle part, like a Wandered Access carry-on, not the one that's a hexad, but the Access where it's just like one big thing. They have like little pockets in there. I never use that. Maybe as I film and do more stuff, I started to put like little SD cards and stuff in there if there's no other spot for them. But overall, these, I don't find these to be very useful. Your mileage obviously may vary, but that is kind of it. And then on the bottom of this bag, you got these nice, and when you put it down in the dirt, right, you got these nice like spiky things here at the bottom that make it to where you don't have to worry about, you know, this bottom slamming down onto the dirt or anything like that if you're picky. And then you also have this logo here on the side here in the nice white on the blue kind of looking thing. I really like that. Also, this bag comes in a variety of colors, like green, blue, red, black, maybe gray. I don't really even know. Like I said, I told them to just send me whatever they wanted, because you know I thought it was cool that they were gonna send me something. So I was like, hey, send it on over, man. You pick the color, you pick the bag. I'll make it work. Because honestly, all their products are really cool, and they have something that's really interesting. It's like a rack that you can put on your car to like dry out towels and swim trunks. Because like, I think they're mainly based around surfing. So I said, like, let's go surfing for my weird intro that I, for some reason, keep doing. Like surf racks that you can put on your car and stuff to hang out your like towels and stuff, which is really cool. It's like things are basically made around surfing, which is why these are so heavy duty, because these are meant to go on the beaches and get wet and go through, you know, the surfing kind of thing. Other thing I will say about this, which I think is an interesting feature, and I gotta say I really do enjoy it. So you pack this thing out, right? You got the air in here. Well, hang on, if I close the zipper all the way. There we go. You got air in here, right? This little nozzle right here at the top. This is a air release valve. So if you push down this bag and click in, you can actually release the extra air. Now, obviously, you know, if this bag was empty, you'd just kind of crack the zipper and do it that way, right? To make it to pack or whatever. But like, if you fill this thing out pretty well and you're like, I need to make sure that all the air is out the best I can, and this is a really nice way to do it. It's kind of like the same thing on my compression camera cube here, where you can undo this, and only this one you can blow back out. It's a little different. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that I just hit myself in the face. Ow. Anyway, so that is kind of it for this, man. Like I said, there's not a lot to talk about. I think overall it's a really well built, and I like the idea and the design and the materials behind it. I just wish that the opening was a little bit bigger. And the more I think about it, the more I wish that these clips they felt a little bit more durable. They felt like they were gonna last a little bit more. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But other than that, honestly, I think that this is a really cool adventure outdoor gear bag, because it has the weatherproof, it has the environment proof kind of deal with it, and I think it lasts pretty long. I really enjoyed using it. But let me know what you think of this bag. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of a cool step away from, you know, the normal travel or photography or everyday carry bags, which I actually have another one that's going to be a little different as well that got sent to me. I need to do a review on. But this was interesting. I was like, this is a different kind of bag that you can use. And I have to admit, I'm a big fan. I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of different videos and projects and everything, and I was like, you know, it takes a minute. Let me talk about this and see what happens. Honestly, overall, pretty solid. Like I said, except for those two little caveats. And honestly, depending on how you are going to use this or how you like it, those might not even be a big issue for you. But that's just my personal opinion, which I think is what this whole thing is. I mean, talking about bags, it's all kind of personal. You know, I mean, I've had people literally be like, "You're an idiot for thinking that bag is good," and I'm like, "Yeah, I love that bag though." So. Ugh. But you know, that's kind of how it is. What one person likes, the other person might not. So your favorite bag might be my least favorite, and my favorite could be one that you want to set on fire and throw off a building. You know, just make sure no one's standing underneath you when you do that, because that's mean if you hit him with a flaming backpack. So anyways, thank you guys so very much for watching. Email me, odiematthewsbags@gmail.com. If you want to have a conversation, follow me on Instagram, odie_Matthews. It's fun. Other than that, thank you guys so, again, very much for watching. And leave a like, subscribe if you want more nonsense. And I will see you next time.